Hobbit is here. Well, what an impact for week one.
Hobbit is here.
Exactly. Hi guys, welcome back to Casting Comments, the show where we talk and discuss all things Pauper. I am your host Teasdale, and this is my co-host, Smog, the great calamity himself, Kalikaiz.
Hello.
You sound less calamity with, sound quite approachable.
I'm here to destroy.
Before we start, do not forget to support us by rating us 5 stars on Spotify, following us on Twitter at CastingComments1 for the most recent Pauper deck lists, and of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. And don't forget to, of course, subscribe to, me and also Kalikaiz separately. That is also appreciated. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing?
Doing pretty well. I participated in the Unplugged Gaming Pauper 1K in Manlius, New York, in Manlius. And I went one round one, took a loss round two. My deck just didn't do anything, and the opponent's deck was like on fire. And then managed to 3-1 into considering trying to draw into the top because it was a 5-round event.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought Ruby Storm. I faced
Shock
Mono Blue
horror.
Terror. Shocked? Are you shocked?
No, not at all.
And then, I faced Mono Blue Terror. And so I wasn't really looking forward to that matchup for specifically trying to make it to the top 8, but managed to close the match out. And then in top 8, first match was against Nia Gates, and my opponent was just like defeated immediately. They were just they're like, okay, whenever you're ready, just win the game. So that matchup is almost it's like similarly free as elves, which is nice. They were holding up a prismatic strands, and my hot tech of first day of class for a quench, and just counterspelled the prismatic strands and got him.
Nice.
The semifinals was against Affinity, Grixis Affinity, and I managed to get them to make a sequencing error in game 1 and take it, and then they beat me game 2 with like a surprise breath weapon.
Surprise.
Leading me to think about, it's like Affinity can play literally any card they want, so you never really know what's happening. Yeah. Just kind of annoying. I sideboarded into like a Pyroblast plan for the on the draw game, and then for the on the play game, I just full send back to the high speed version and went off on turn 3. They tapped out of Hydroblast and managed to push through. It was nice.
Nice.
In the top 8 or in the finals. I ended up playing versus Mono Blue Terror, taking game 1 with them tapping low, and then games 2 and 3 I just like mulliganed really badly and couldn't draw things, and my opponent was like doing the terror thing of I have counter spells and threats.
Yeah. Well, you've got things to go right for terror, so, and it obviously you got all the way to the finals. You can't be sad about that run with a deck that sometimes can just mulligan itself into oblivion.
Yeah, it's just shuffling in paper is always one of those things that's like it makes me feel so self-conscious, like I'm screwing it up somehow. One of my opponents was trying to like riffle shuffle, but they kept like cutting the deck and then like not actually shuffling. They basically were just cutting it over and over and over in their hand. Yeah. I was like, I don't think you're doing it right. But then I like mulliganed a bunch, and I was just thinking, I can't take another mulligan. So game 3 of the finals, I just kept like a hand with a bunch of mana, hoping to draw into stuff. Yeah. And didn't get there.
It's what it is.
But it was close.
Good run though.
Yeah, I was happy with it.
Yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, the previous week we saw 2 Ruby Storm pilots top 8 with very similar, basically the same main deck, and then I trophied with that this weekend as well. So maybe that's the way to go. It feels kind of like it can fizzle, which is I fizzled a few times, which I wasn't very happy about, but it's also pretty resilient. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it continues to top 8 over and over and over. There was a lot of the Boulder, which we will talk about, I guess, in the tournament news. But the Boulder put a lot of Monstertron players in the event. Yeah. And the quarterfinals, or like the first round of the top 8, there was Monstertron versus a Golgari Gardens deck. And they went, it was untimed rounds. They played for, I think, an hour and 45 minutes.
Jesus.
Previous to the event starting, I heard them talk, the Monstertron player talking about how they wanted to set up their list. And they were considering whether or not to put in Rolling Thunder or Torch.
Yeah.
And I just assumed that they had done that. Apparently not. Rolling Thunder would have been what would have just turned that into a 20-minute match.
Yeah, definitely. At least in the 75, though, right? Like, I've seen some people that don't run Torch and then they'll just put it in the side because of this. Like, you're going to get these control matches where they're just going to be able to kill every single thing you could possibly want to play. So just have a Torch or a Rolling Thunder.
Right.
Somewhere at least. Please, I beg you.
Yeah, I had a fun week trying to mess around with the 2 different decks, so that was cool. That was a nice way to, like, get motivated to do something different.
Yeah, and that's what I thought it was. I thought it'd be pretty cool for us to obviously like motivate ourselves to sort of play something cool and try something and see if it works. Which I guess is a great segue. Just do some what's the word? Admin-y, housekeeping-y things, which also is quite amusing for those that are listening on audio. Kalikaiz has put his green screen on and put a picture of Smog, a great calamity behind him, and he just looks angry because of the wings are coming out of his ears.
They're just wings coming out of my head.
Like your head's like just going to take off and fly away.
Like the angel wings are on your head for some reason. Yeah. And that's how you fly.
But anyways, tournament news. So as I said, we've took off the ones that were this weekend, like the IPT and the Unplugged Gaming, but August 22nd, this weekend, is a new one, a last-minute request. A Hobbit winner box in Clarksville, Tennessee, in Infinity Game Lounge. You can check that link out in the description and also the Discord. Pretty cool one. And then that takes us all the way to September for SK Rumble at Element Games in Stockport. A 52-player, 6-round top 8 cut. Prizes increase with ticket sales. Check that out, link in the description as well. And then the final one that we have is October the 3rd, Con Island, a 128-player event, which is pretty sick, in Leipzig. €20 entry. The link is in the description and also the Discord as well. So if you always want to stay up to date with events, no matter where in the world you are, I'm pretty certain we will have an event in there for your liking. So just join the Discord. It's good fun.
I mean, Pauper is worldwide, which is pretty awesome. Brian Cook shared that his metrics are mostly United States, and I was looking at my my YouTube metrics, and it's like 30% United States. The rest is all around the world. And I think like the accessibility of it is great. We're getting lots of tournaments everywhere, spreading the joy.
Definitely. It's really cool to see. I just love how much Pauper's just absolutely popping off worldwide. It's great. And like just to even think like you hear about these events in other places that we don't shout out a lot. And you think, oh, well, these still are popping off, even if they're not. Obviously, we're not shouting them out because obviously we don't hear about them or whatever until after the fact. It's just everywhere, which is great. I don't think there's any news unless I've missed something. I don't know about yourself. Have you seen any news lately that is Pauper related?
I don't think so.
No, apart from obviously the good old Hobbit is out, and we'll obviously be covering that. But yeah, so we've got an interesting Pauper thought. So again, after you've listened to this episode, of course, I would really like if you put in the comments of either the YouTube, Spotify, or even in the Discord. I'd love to hear feedback on what you think about this Pauper thought, because it's going to be interesting. We've never done like a brew sort of thing, so we'll just sort of see how we get on. We've got 2 decks to sort of cover, which we sort of talked about on the pod about potentially being playable after the Hobbit is released. So I will put both lists in the description as well. So you can see both of our separate lists. But essentially, I guess all 4 of our lists, because there's 2 decks and 2 different versions of it, I guess, for each person. We're going to look at Tronza, which for us is basically a Tron Ponza. It's about as elegant as it gets, is what we're calling it. And it's essentially utilizing Giant's Boulder and what other land destruction you choose to sort of blow up your opponent's lands and cast big bombs, right, is sort of the idea. So I'm interested to see where you took it, first of all.
Yeah, I was just looking at your list while you were saying that. Some of the choices make more sense than what I did. I literally was just thinking, okay, I want to try and get Tron online as fast as possible and then start slapping down either giant bombs or some land destruction stuff.
Yeah.
I chose to play, let's see. In this screenshot, I don't know if that's exactly what I did. Let's see. I have my Mox field.
This is the list you sent me, so I'm just going off the picture you sent me, but
I can give you the list later. I played 4 Stone Rain, 4 Reap and Sow, which is 3 and green to destroy target land, or search your library for a land card to put it into play, so untapped. Then shuffle. You can entwine it, so you can kick it for 1 and a green to play both. And then I played the Stone Rain. So 2 Earth Rift, 4 Reap and Sow, 4 Stone Rain, plus the Giant's Boulder. And then I played some like just big threats. So I played the Maelstrom Colossus plus the Kill Ship, and then Genercent. Those were my threats. I didn't have any like torch or anything, and I felt like the best way to get some advantage here would be Bonder's Ornament. So I played 4 Bonder's Ornament to try to draw cards. I did a league of this. The Bonder's Ornament came up a lot. It was helping me draw 2 cards a turn, was just really, really big. The actual like land destruction strategy didn't do very much. It helped versus the Tron Mirror for sure. It helped versus Jeskai Ephemerate because I kept them off of like counterspell mana a little bit. But otherwise, I was siding it out and just turning into like a Brambleworm deck pretty often. So I could see that maybe there were some misses there. But I had Tron online pretty fast most of the time with 4 Ancient Stirrings, 4 Boulder, 4 Map, and 2 crop rotations. Or I think I went to 3 crop rotations in the end. That's where the 3rd Earth Rift turned into a crop rotation, just in case. It was fun. It's just like, I think the Boulder just makes the Ponzatron or the Monstertron way more consistent. So it was just kind of doing the thing. I faced Affinity round 1, and I had a bunch of Stone Rains in my hand. I couldn't like do anything about it, so I just slapped down threats. Bunch of stuff like that.
I think it's sort of the same sort of vibe for myself. So my land destruction was, I went for 12 land destruction spells, including the Giant's Boulder, right? So I'm 4 Scour from Existence, 4 Earth Rift, and then the 4 Giant's Boulder. And Scour and Boulder both felt really good. Obviously, good at doing what they need to do, but the Earth Rift definitely felt like the weakest card. Like, it was good if you got to the point where the land destruction mattered. The Earth Rift was actually really good at like just like absolutely just that's it. The game's over now because it's 2 land destruction spells in 1 card. But that came up very often, I found. Like, not very often, sorry. So it was like, he just sort of just sat there, like you blew up 1 land because you were sort of like searching for Tron. Because my list wasn't not as good as getting Tron online as yours, because mine has 4 boulders, 4 maps, and then it had 3 blaster jellies, which obviously doesn't help with getting Tron, and then 3 crop rotations. So I didn't have any stirrings. But I could see, from my perspective, I could definitely see the Earth Rift being Reap and Sow as a great way to obviously find Tron, but also land destruction when you don't have Tron online. And my other thing was that I went for the Brambleworms in the main and didn't run any kill ships, where I could definitely see the kill ship coming in to sort of stave off dying, right?
Well, the nice thing is the Scour does the same thing. It's like it's going to kill a creature or kill a land. I like that. Yeah, because you have a lot of removal spells with the 4 Boulder, 4 Scour, and 3 Barrels. You have like 11 removal spells in the deck, plus 2 Breath Weapon and 2 Rolling Thunder. So you're just like, nothing's gonna. You went to your garden's roots of just like killing everything.
Yeah,
That's
and
funny.
That was the thing that I did like. That's what I was kind of gonna touch on. That I did like about the version of my list that I ran was, if the land destruction is irrelevant, say you finally get Tron online turn 6 or something, turn 5, maybe like a lot slower than you anticipate, the land destruction sort of doesn't matter, but it also doesn't matter that you're not stuck with a bunch of land destruction in your hand. You've got your land destruction's now removal, because your Giant's Boulder is removal, your Scours are removal, and that was the clean thing that I did like. And I looked at after the league, I recorded the league, was looking for like other cards that destroyed permanents like that. There was like a Goblin Firebomb or something that sort of did like similar to Boulder, but it didn't do like the mana and the scry and stuff. We just had the bottom text. I was like, Joe, this is maybe more. We need more of these instead. Of
there's a card that can. Sorry, there's a card that can like surveil or blow up a permanent.
Yeah, I did look, but it's a non-land permanent, right? It's legendary, isn't it? That lunatic, I think it's called.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it was funny to try it though. How did you record it for a video then? I
did record it for a video. It'll be live now as this is out, but it's not live right this second as we're recording. In between recording and this going live, it will be live. I didn't do as well as you, I don't think. I think I went like 3-2 or 2-3 or something. But it was really fun. I definitely had a blast. Definitely had a blast. There was some games I won and my opponent had no permanents on board, and I was like, I'm happy. I don't care.
Yeah, that's where the Scour is going to make a big difference for sure.
But yeah, it was really fun. And I definitely think I could see something being there. I don't know if it'll be better than like a normal Monstertron list, right? Because you're just going to cast big bombs, and most of the time big bombs are going to get you there regardless of what you're against.
Well, it depends, because this one that you made seems like better in the mirror, and then into also like has game one against like burn spells, whereas mine doesn't really.
Yeah,
the burn deck just like flops, just dominates you.
Yeah,
so it's like not quite as all in on. But maybe what you could do is like not play the Rolling Thunders, or like. Yeah. I don't think you need the Avenging Hunter either.
Yeah, I bought it out pretty much every game. Like,
I mean, you could just move into like some breath weapons, and like you might not even like play the Earth Rifts and just call it Tronza, but it's really would just be like a Scour from Existence deck where it's like main deck Scours, and then you have like Boulder, Scour, take care of lands, and then a couple of Earth Rifts. There you go to like 10 land destruction spells, and then just like overpower people.
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
If you do play the artifact based kill spells or whatever, then you could put stirrings in.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Is I think from the thing from your deck that I really like, and I really would try and take away from it, is I think the Reap and Sows instead of the Earth Rifts seem a lot better. Like they have multiple uses. Like again, if you get a 4 mana and you're in slow mode, it's alright. I'll Reap and Sow. I'll get the other Tron piece. That sort of thing seems really good. Like, I don't know how often that came up for you, but it seems like it would come up a fair bit.
It was a couple of times I was able to entwine it. I usually wasn't just using it to get drawn.
Yeah. All right, okay. And then the stirrings as well obviously seems pretty good. And then I think I would move towards trying to either put a mix of Brambleworm and Killship in, or just maybe lean towards Killship. I'm unsure on that, like, which one pulls a lot of the heavy lifting from, like, the Monstertron aspect. Is it Brambleworm or is it Killship? Like, I don't know.
Well, it seemed to me that if you were facing Burn, Brambleworm was the best card you could have. But if you were facing any other deck, Killship was where you wanted to be.
So,
because Killship, but then often I didn't have a target for the Killship, because I was just messing around with all their stuff anyway, so then it wasn't like very useful. And the Brambleworm is a massive threat. Yeah. So closing things out quickly seems good. That's pretty sweet though.
Yeah, it was really fun. I definitely think there might be some sort of land destruction version of this, and it's probably to me like more just an evolution of Monstertron to fight the mirror, right? A lot easier.
Yeah.
Is
well, one thing, how you're talking about using Reap and Sow, right?
Yeah.
We had seen Gruul ramp decks that were using only 4 Acid Moss, but no other land destruction. It's very similar in that way, right?
Yeah.
If you run into the mirror, you blast them, but you're also like have a little bit of a ramp situation.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're ramping and then having the top end Rolling Thunder is nice to just blap people.
How did you find the blast board? So for just out of curiosity, you have obviously quite a lot of the blasts. You've just went like 5 pyroblast effects, and then what is that, like 6 hydroblast effects?
I was just like, I had 6 hide 6 hydros, and it was just like, well, actually, it was good because a lot of the times, like I faced Affinity, and I just cut all my land destruction for Hydroblasts.
Right.
And the same thing versus like Jund Wildfire, I just cut all my land destruction for Hydroblast. So it was helpful, but I didn't have anything. Those land destruction spells weren't relevant there, so that's why it was helpful. I don't think that the blue stuff came up, but I did bring that in versus the Jeskai deck. So I mean, it was fine. I didn't have any issues casting them because of the large amount of fixing.
Yeah, I didn't see that. But yeah, I think if I was you guys who are listening and want to try like a Tronza take on it, I'd probably lean in towards some sort of Reap and Sow style Monstertron stuff. I do like the Scour. I think it seems better than like the Stone Rain side of things because again, as you say, it doesn't come up sometimes, and at least it's a removal spell. But I also think 4 Bonders is probably, as you say, the right way to go. Like I have no card draw in my list at all. Like I'm literally just like top deck mode, and the amount of times I'm just like, okay. It's like the actual Ponza thing, right? It's like, oh, well, I need a big threat here. I finally blew up 4 of their lands. Oh, it's a land destruction spell. Oh, well, your turn.
Yeah.
Like that having a lot for me.
Maybe there's some other card that also draws a card every turn.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Maybe we just need like a creature that can just like tap draw a card or something, or maybe one of them like mana sinks. Like the Beast Rider Vanguard-y, sort of like the 8 mana draw 2s or whatever it is. Gandalf.
Yeah, Gandalf. I just almost said that.
That's it.
It's so bad, but it could work maybe.
Yeah, but when you have 12 mana, you double activate, draw 6 cards.
Or you go Teamer and you just play Lorien Revealed as part of your mana base.
Yeah, that sounds quite sensible.
Too good. And then just splashing blue for Lorien Revealed specifically.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. Definitely enjoyed it. I definitely think I would do a mix between the both of them. Your draw spells, your Reap and Sow, and then the Scour from myself, I would say, is the big thing. But yeah, pretty cool. I have fun. And I definitely will be I most likely will be playing this again. For sure. Anything else to add on the lovely, lovely, lovely Tronza?
No, I've just been considering Giant's Boulder in a lot of decks. I tried over the week to play Giant's Boulder in Poison Storm, and I went 4-0 and lost round 5 to Tolarian Terror. 1-2, which was so disappointing. But I have another idea on how to maybe make that work.
Did you try Boulder in the main?
Mm-hmm. Some decks have been playing Manamorphose for fixing. So I thought it does the fixing thing, it smooths the draws, and also Poison Storm is a deck that can actually use it to blow something up. So that was my plan.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I might try to record that this week. We'll see.
Oof. Are you happy to move on to what I'm calling Mono Red Spear?
Sure.
This one was fun. I was pleasantly surprised by this, and even though I don't know if it will be a mainstay, by the way, like I'm not saying that it will replace anything in Madness or whatever. However, I would like to say that I do like your thought process on it, because I was obviously against this spear in this deck. However, it was surprisingly good for me. Like I cannot grumble at all by how this card performed.
So why don't you go over what you changed from the regular list, and then talk about how it went, and then I'll do mine.
Yeah. So I basically went for a sort of pseudo-ish stock Madness list, right? But I cut Highway Robberies and Grab the Prize, and then the 2 flex slots, and then the 4th Gutter Snipe, 4th Fire Blast. And then what I did...
instead of playing the 12 draw spells included, you just swapped it to 8 Moxite and effects, including 4 Short Spear, and then 4 Vision of Love. Yeah,
so cut the Highway, cut the Grab the Prize for the 2 artifact versions, the Spear and the Melding Moxite, and then cut the 2 Faithless Lutins and then the 1 Gutter Snipe, 1 Fire Blast for 4 Vision of Love. So I ended up with 12 draw spells, 12 2-mana draw spells, which performed really well, because the big thing that I wanted, obviously I was having a conversation about this deck generally like a couple of weeks ago. The spear, I really wanted a high creature count in there. So like snackers, epicures, still wanted to keep flame breathers in there. And I wanted the Moxite to make the robot, which then also got equipped as well. I wasn't too fussed about the snipe.
How often were you using the equipment?
Very, very, very often. So
nice.
I basically, what I essentially did was, say if I would go turn 2 spear, for example, and then discard a snacker, bring it back, or even go turn 1 epicure into turn 2, discard a lava dart, for example, draw 2. I'd then play the 3rd land drop, and I could have played something, like I probably could have played Flame Breather Pass, but I felt like a lot of the time I was just going 3 equip and attack. Because
yeah, and then your opponent has to use a removal spell.
Exactly, and that was it. And I was just like, okay, you've got to use a removal spell on this random crappy creature I do not care about. And
it's so good.
And I was like, when you got to like turn 8, turn 9, I have a handful of cards because I've been hitting my land drops because I've got a bunch of draw 2s, and they've used a bunch of removal on creatures I do not give a shit about. And that's how it felt like me. And I was like, oh, okay.
So what was the biggest power that you were able to make?
To be honest, I very rarely had 2 equipments equipped to anything, so it was just a snacker equipped or a flame breather equipped, because they were just removing it. A lot of the time they were actually, I maybe get in once and then they'd remove it, and then I play another draw 2 and equip it the following turn. It's like, okay, I will keep doing this dance.
Did you ever sacrifice to make it a robot and then equip the robot?
Yes.
Just a super extra value, like nothing. Yeah, you spent no cards on it.
Yeah, and that's why I was impressed. Honestly, that's what I was so impressed with. I was just like, okay, I will keep doing this, and then eventually, I just was like, here's a gut snipe, pew 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 pew. Oh, what? You've got no removal? Oh no, what a shame.
So, did it ever come up that equipping the Epicure allowed it to attack when it wouldn't have been able to otherwise?
Yes.
Nice.
There was a couple of times where there was a auger, and I was like, okay, send it.
Did they have to trade the auger? Did they trade the auger or no?
I don't think they did, because then the following turn, I then attacked, and then they I think they ephemerated it, I think. But it was still fine. Like, I didn't mind. Like, it got in 3 damage. I was like, okay.
So, what did you think about the blood tokens from the Epicure and the body of the Epicure? Was it like worth having, or would you rather have more draw spells?
I like the Epicure, but I also have a soft spot for Epicure, right? Like, I don't know if I'm being biased towards it. Like, the blood token, I sacrificed a couple of times to Vision of Love, which sort of came up. Like, I was like, oh, I would have had to discard a card that I wouldn't have wanted to discard, but now I can sacrifice this blood token. There was a couple of times where I don't know if I'd missed on a land drop, or if I'd hit a land drop, or something like that, I could have then got double snacker out because of a blood token plus an artifact discard draw 2 or something. Like, it freed up a snacker sometimes, I think. So it felt like quite fluid. I don't know, it was quite
nice.
I liked it.
You could discard a snacker on their end step and then Vision of Love and bring it back.
Yeah. What about yourself? How did you find your decks, or what was your deck like, and then how did it?
So for my deck, what I wanted to do was play the most explosive version, which is quad of Flame Breather, Gutter Snipe, Fire Blast, Lava Dart, and Sneaky Snacker. So that was my baseline. And then 4 bolts, 4 Fiery Temper. So then I just filled out the rest. I ended up doing 4 Moxite, 3 Short Spear, and 4 Vision of Love, and 3 Demand Answers. I actually think I would rather play the 4th Short Spear over the 3rd Demand Answers.
I could say that. Because
I felt like I was losing value, sacrificing my artifacts that I could just be like using to do nonsense. But and then also I think maybe it's possible to like trim on the 3rd and 4th Gutter Snipe and Fire Blast and have something else going on. So then I'm looking at it going, okay, do I actually just want 8 artifacts, 6 Vision of Love, or like 5 Vision of Love, and then 4 of the Epicure, or maybe go to the 19th land? I'm not sure. But it was it's just crazy because having 8 cards in your hand all the time, or 7 cards in your hand when you're playing Mono Red Madness, feels super unfair. I have a video that will be coming out this week of this. This was a replays because I was running it, and I ended up recording the replays of a 5.0, which was awesome.
Nice.
In the sideboard, I played 7 blasts, 4 searing blaze, 4 molten rain. I felt like I only needed 7 blasts because of the card advantage package already.
Yeah.
And the searing blaze didn't really come up. It wasn't necessary versus elves. And the molten rain I did cast versus Tron and versus like killing a chancery, but the chancery I killed on like turn 7, so it was like not useful.
You shocked them, I guess. You paid 3 mana for a shock.
I made them replay their land 2 times. It was like that didn't matter that much. But I equipped the short spear to the snacker often. I made an artifact token and equipped it. In another league, I made a 6/2 snacker bashing in.
Nice.
That was pretty funny. But in this league, my opponent had a Utrom monitor in play and a couple of snackers. So I kept equipping the snacker and slapping into the Utrom, and they had to manage it. But then I got to a point where they were at 6 life, and I just played a Kessig. They hydroblasted, so I just lightning bolted or pyroblasted the Utrom and then just smacked him in with the snackers for 6. It was really true. Like I talked about before, if you make the snacker a 4/1 that keeps coming back, it's so brutal. Just one snacker is overpowered at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a thing, right? It feels strong just to slap it on a snacker.
I like that it's like this explosive deck that grinds. But I lost to Rally Red in a separate league, and I was kind of disappointed about that. I wasn't sure what I would put in. I don't think End the Festivities is actually good versus them because it barely matters. But I don't know if you would play Breath Weapon. You could play Breath Weapon, but if you're just wasting your time casting in Breath Weapon, you're probably already losing. But I'm not sure. They go pretty all in, so Breath Weapon could be good.
Yeah.
Searing Blaze is one of those cards that's epically good in the mirror because it takes out the sneaky snacker as while still giving them damage since you're racing. So I might just not play Molten Rain and play End the Festivities. Play Breath Weapon just specifically for the Rally Red deck. I don't know.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the Rummagey effect deck is that if you have a card that you don't want, you just pitch it. It doesn't matter if you bring in sideboard cards, you just get rid of them and keep doing your thing. Yeah,
it definitely felt pretty good having that. I only had 12 draw twos, and then obviously you've got
I was trying to find space
14
or 16.
Yeah.
I was just looking at Gutter Snipe Fire Blast being I should play 16.
But so you recorded with this and 5-0'd, right? Well, you played it and then recorded the replays and 5-0 with it, which is obviously pretty nice.
That's correct. Yeah, it was awesome. So I went 8-2 over 2 leagues.
Yeah, I only played the 1 league and I went 4-1.
Sweet.
I think, which was pretty good. I lost to Chaotic, playing Jeskai, and game 1 they were on 2 for ages. But I couldn't resolve a damage spell or even a draw spell at that point. I just had to control the game, I think. And then game 2, they were close to dead again. They were on 6 maybe. And I ended up 30 cards left in my deck and I had 14 lands seen. I was all right, we're doing the Mono Red Madness thing. I was so
Dang.
close. 14 out of 18. It's or whatever. It was something absolutely obscene. So, but yeah, it is what it is. It was fun. I was actually pleasantly surprised by this, as I say. I don't think you can really budge on it, right? I think it is definitely worth testing. I got a lot of comments when I posted my video on Reddit, which was quite mental to me. It's the funniest comment that I had was this guy is taking out crucial cards to clickbait people, and I'm I'm just trying new cards, mate. I'm what?
I think that the deck is so much better this way, and I talked about, did you ever miss Grab the Prize?
No,
I did not.
Not once.
I was we don't need 2 damage. It's not necessary. We have way better things to do.
Yeah. I was actually, that's what I mean. I was under that mindset of we don't need spear in here because, you know, we got grab the prize, we got highway robbery. Like, I felt like I probably missed highway robbery more than I did grab the prize.
Just
And
the plot, though.
the plot,
because
yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
ones had the same effect.
Yeah.
And that's where the demand answers was good because you can, you know, pop it off when they tap out for their mental note.
Yeah, and I found that
Or
as well,
just-
like, doing that in Terror. Like, they would tap out in Terror for, like, a Lorien or a whatever, and I'd be like, okay, Vision of Love, here's my opportunity. Yeah. But no.
Deck is, I mean, you can't, the vibes are so high playing this deck.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't go wrong.
I was actually debating cutting another Cutter Snipe, like going down 2, and being more like the other way, because I felt like Flame Breather was fine. Like, the fact that there was a few times where I was like, the biggest problem I found was I was like, later on in the game, I'd be like, Gutter Snipe, Mock Sight, and I'm like, oh, well, this doesn't trigger.
Yeah.
And I was like, Spear, oh, this doesn't trigger. I was like, ugh. That was my biggest problem, to be honest.
I understand that, but the Gutter Snipe is just there for the combo kill.
Yeah. It's like we
can do the middle ground of all the things. So we go, what is it, 12? 16 draw spells. 3 Gutter Snipe, 3 Fire Blast, 0 Kessick Flame Breather. Those turn into 4 Epicures. So you just like have this grindy plan, and all of a sudden you draw your 1-0 Gutter Snipe to kill them. That's never going to work.
Yeah, I don't know. I was quite impressed with Flame Breather, like, to be fair. I can't complain.
Yeah, I think you do need a large amount of pingers now because there's so much good life gain. And you're not going to, like, outvalue a deck that's gaining 30 life. That's, like, why I wanted to play the double full play sets.
Yeah. Yeah. In all honesty, though, looking at the two lists, like, they're fairly similar, right? Like, I think one's leaned more into speed with, like, Epicure, and then I would say, obviously, you're leaning slightly more into Gutter Snipe, but the premise is still the same. I feel like, to me, I couldn't say, oh, well, take this from this. Like, I could with Monstertron, I'd be like, right, take the Tronza thing. I'd be like, right, take this part of, like, your list seemed to work really well, and this part of my list seemed to work really well. Let's blend them together. I feel like I can't do that here as such. I feel like this is, like, a playstyle thing. Like, obviously, yours just looks more combo-y. Because, you know, you're gonna, like, you just want to spam stuff because, you know, it's you. That's what you enjoy doing.
Yep.
And then I'm like, well, I like to equip my things to creatures and be sort of mid-rangey more. Like, I've got more, do you know what I mean? I want more creatures to equip to. But I'm looking at these, I wouldn't say, like, this is better than this and that's better than that. I genuinely think they just both look pretty clean to me. I don't know what your thoughts are, or what do you not like about your list and what do you like about mine, because I don't think there is. Do you know what I mean? I think both seem good.
Yeah, like I said, the thing that I wasn't super happy with was having to sacrifice my artifacts and not get value from having the artifact part of it. I was like sort of disappointed about that. So actually one other thing maybe would be to cut the 3 demand answers and go to 4 short spear and 2 faithless looting, because now I have things for the short spear to discard. Vision of Love was very, very strong, always good. Demand answers was really kind of the weakest card in the deck, other than when you draw 2 Gutter Snipes, because you're never really casting 2 Gutter Snipes.
No. Yeah, I found that.
And then, you know, faithless looting does give you that turn 1 looting away 2 snackers.
True.
That's a possibility. I guess the other thing with faithless looting extras is that it's pseudo more card draw spells because of the flashback.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a lot of fun. I blasted people. I often won with extra damage on the stack. It's like
the best kind.
I just hold the Fire Blast in hand and still win. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to showboat here.
No.
I did have one time when I was facing Affinity, and I was positive that they had a Reckoner's Bargain and I couldn't kill them, but I didn't have a choice. I had to try to kill them, and they just didn't have the Reckoner's Bargain. I was like, oh, I guess there you go. It works for me.
Yeah, but these were good fun. I'd highly recommend checking out the videos for both. I'm assuming, do you have a Tronza video coming? Or
the Tronza. This week's videos are Altertron with Boulder, the Mono Red Madness, the Tronza deck, and then let me go look. something else I'm not remembering. Yeah, Ruby Storm just covering the highway robbery list.
Yep.
So that's like gives you a view into what I've done with my other stuff.
Sweet. So yeah, I'd highly recommend checking them out. Be good.
The ones that popped off from the members view section was the Ultratron and the Tronza. Like, so
yes.
People like to see the new stuff, even though I really like to refine things. Everybody wants to see something new.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, recommend checking out these videos. They're really fun, really cool. Again, let us know on the feedback. What did you think of like the brewing sessions, and I like talking through them, because they're really cool. They were really fun and different takes on like these like Monstertron adjacent and Madness adjacent. So pretty fun to try these things. I had a ton of fun playing them. I had a ton of fun.
Is there anything? Is there anything specifically that you thought about for new cards that you wanted to test that would be like a brew thing that you wanted to do?
No, not at this moment in time. I've got a few ideas, but it's like I don't until I physically open up Magic Online and like move the cards about. I'm like, does this work? Doesn't this work? So like, there's a couple of cool ones, which obviously we'll talk about in the challenges, which were cool additions that I've seen. I'll probably end up trying those, but I don't know if there's anything that stands out to me separately right now.
I was considering maybe there's like a teachings deck or something playing the instant speed weird deep analysis analog.
Yeah. I've seen that quite a lot, to be fair, in leagues, which was cool. I've also seen that Chaotix been messing with that old thrush bird thing, the colourless bird, which is really funny.
He said it's better to have a 1/2 that puts a land on top of your deck and gains you 2 life than it is to have Augur Bolas.
Yep. Well, to be fair, that just shows how bad Augur Bolas is, really, doesn't it? But yeah, so it was pretty cool. Anything you want to try out apart from obviously the plunder, or is that sort of where your head's at now? Just try some plunders.
People have been asking about the plunder, the troll shaws, potentially the Confusticate and Be Bother is okay. I tried it in familiars and it was like really strange because you wanted it as your counter spell, but you also really wanted to cast it as a draw spell. So it didn't really make sense because you needed to keep it in hand to use it as a counter spell, but you couldn't keep it in hand because you needed to cast it to draw cards.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how to like use it.
That's fair.
I was messing with more the Ruby Storm deck, of course. I was messing with Poison Storm with Giant's Boulder. I was messing with Petal Festival, of course. I considered putting Giant's Boulder in Petal Festival, but I don't think that makes sense.
Of course you were.
I was just messing with that. I'll probably record it because it's fun.
You'll never let that deck go, ever.
Well, that was the deck that I like made work, basically. Yeah. It was just absolute terrible, and I made it better.
Well,
just more. Somebody mentioned in one of the discords that they like non-deterministic non-creature combo, and I was like, whoa. Do I have a deck for you?
Well, that was it for our, obviously, Pauper thought of brewing session. Again, let us know how you think, and we will move on to the challenges. We'll try and wrap through these and showcase the interesting things. Yeah. So do you want to start with Wednesday the 12th of August with 38 lovely players?
Sure. This is Wednesday the 12th. First place was Mono Red Rally, then Mono Red Madness, then Gruul Ponza, Jund Wildfire, Grixis Affinity, Mono White Aggro, 7th Mono Blue Terror, 8th Jund Wildfire, 9th was Elves, and 10th was Gruul Ponza. Mogged was playing Ponza. Mogged usually played a bunch of what's his face? Affinity. He used to be an Affinity lover. There was a weird card or a weird deck in 29th. They were playing Dredge with 4 of Dread Return. And they also have 3 Raphaels and 4 Molten Gatekeepers. So I thought they're trying to like go in and out of the graveyard as much as possible and ping people out, which was kind of neat.
Definitely worked coming 29th.
It doesn't even say on Goldfish what their record was. I don't know that there's anything crazy. Ixidor continues to play Ponza, setting the standard with the 2 structural distortion.
Yeah, I think obviously the Ponza is obviously pretty high in consideration, expecting a lot of Tron, right? Luminati is also in 7th, playing 4 spreading seas in the board. So obviously...
Yeah, I ran into a player playing 4 spreading seas when I was on Tron, and it was no fun.
I can imagine. But yeah, nothing too interesting on the Wednesday for me. Like, there's a, couple of, as you say, like Colossal Dread Mask sort of making a return in Ixidor's list. But yeah, nothing too crazy. For me...
Want to go to the next one?
Yeah, can go to the Thursday the 13th with 47 Magic players.
First place, Mono Blue Terror. They have 4 Steel Sabotage on their sideboard instead of playing the Spreading Seas. And then that's been pretty good, I think, versus the Artifact Tron-y strategies and stuff. Second place, Mono Red Madness. Stock stuff. John Wildfire in 3rd. Hansa in 4th. 5th place was Spy. 6th place, Mono Red Rally, playing Curse of the Pierced Heart.
Beautiful. Love it.
I don't know why you would do that.
No, not in this day and age, but it's really funny. It's just like repeatable damage in it, but it doesn't fit with the deck at all, right?
They're like, I think I'm going to peter out and just need to like get 1 ping for the next 45. Like, I guess that's their anti-breath weapon tech. 7th place, Mono Red Madness. 8th place was Jund Wildfire. And then 9th was Mono Blue Fae. Playing the new Mono Blue Fae tech, which is Cryo Shatter and tap effects like Sewer Valence Cam and Harrier Strix. Seems interesting. I have to probably try that. I don't want to play fairies though.
No, just let other people do that.
10th place was Jund Wildfire. Jund Wildfire, as soon as I look at the list, my eyes glaze over. But this person's playing 3 Galvanic Blasts, so they're heavier on the artifact land stuff, I guess. Galvanic Blast is, a good way to close the game out because not a lot of the Jund Wildfire players are playing that, so you can catch people blinking. They have the Galvanic plus 2 Nyxborn Hydras. Not good enough, though, I guess. 10th place.
But yeah, the only other thing that I sort of wanted to touch on was the rally player? Is there a rally player here that I've just made up? And
yeah, that was the guy that played, or the person that played Curse of the Pierced Heart.
Yeah, they're playing
Mechanized Ninja Cavalry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're playing the Mechanized Ninja, which makes a 1/1 basically. So it obviously works with Burning Tree, where they basically got Burning Tree into here's my rally guys without haste, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but it also helps with Galvanic Blast, I guess.
Yep.
Which is why they would use that over some other of that effect, because there's thousands of that in Pauper.
Yeah, pretty cool. Obviously, touching on the raise in the sideboard, I guess, as well. Obviously, that's just for a lot of the Tron, and then I guess Gates as well. Works quite nicely.
2 of random raises.
Yeah.
I actually think that in the Mono Red Madness deck that I played, that I could definitely replace the 4 of Molten Rain with Raise, because I was just drawing so many cards I don't really need my lands most of the time. I ended up with like 8 lands in play and 6 cards in my hand, If you were to play that effect, that would be a good spot for it.
Yeah, I could see that. For sure. Anything else standing out to you in these challenges?
Nope.
No, not for me. I'd be interested, obviously, to see that Cryo Shatter fairies tap and stuff in action. It seems like quite a sweet way of taking advantage of removal, just for reference. But
it works really well, surprisingly.
Interesting to see in action.
Yeah. What was it? So Skura said that he cryo shattered something, and then when Harrier Strix to tap it, and then the opponent tapped the creature that was shattered. No, wait, they went cryo shatter on it, and then the opponent tapped it by using instant speed Meeting of Minds so that they couldn't tap it to kill it. And then they used their tapper to untap it and then tapped it again with that. with another tap effect and then killed it. They're like, haha.
Got you.
Yeah. That is how I imagine every fairy player piloting their deck. They're like, I have so many tricks. What's up my sleeve? What's up my sleeve? I bet you don't see this spell center sprite coming. I got 2 mana. It could be anything.
Oh, dear.
Even spell center sprite.
Anything else to add on the Thursday before we move on to the Friday?
No, I'm okay. I'm still... My gears are grinded. People just think that spell center sprite. You can't see it coming.
Jazz has hands in the way around with the spell stutters, right? Like, oh,
here I come.
Anyways, moving on to the Friday. Friday the 14th of August, 53 players.
Looks like first place was Monstertron, and then Mono Red Madness, then Naya Gates, then John Wildfire, Elves, She, Mono White Bully, it says, but it's Mono White Weenie because they're... It says Bully because they have Rally the Peasants in it. Weber was playing more discard effects, bringing in the Patient Instructor from Hobbit, which is cost 3 mana. It just seems like a lot. And they have Boros Garrison as a way to get red to flash back the Rally at some point, potentially. We have Gruel Ramp, it says. Is that really Ramp? It is really Ramp.
Yeah.
And they're playing Smaug.
Smaug.
A 7 mana 5/5 that can have a 5 mana big ol' bolt basically on a creature. Jessica Ephemerate in 8th, and 9th was Spy, 10th was Grixis Affinity. Anything cool? Nothing cool. Just Grixis Affinity. Oh no, this is the no Krark in the main deck.
Yes.
I love that. Please don't play Krark in the main. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
I wonder why they're doing that. It just doesn't seem good in this metagame to not play Krark Clan Shaman.
Nope.
You got Ponza to kill. You got Monstertron.
Yeah, the thing I like, obviously, first place. Obviously playing 4 Giants Boulder. Nothing. I'd say it's probably how I expect it to go, right? That are 2 barrels of Blast and Jelly, and then 4 Giants Boulder, and then they've sort of like cut Candy Trail, right? And then they've gone sort of like up on Unfathomable Truths to the 4 of, and then they're playing like a 2 Boulder Branch Golem, 2 Rooftop Percher. So it's nothing, like, it's how I would expect Giants Boulder to be slotted into Monstertron. But it's definitely going to add consistency, right? For sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
It's scary facing them. And then just have so much going on. It's like, are they playing Candy Trail too? You didn't talk about that. So when I played the Ultratron deck, I played 4 Candy Trail and 4 Giants Boulder, and I found that to be extremely impressive. So you might not even need Ancient Strengths at that point.
Yeah. Just totally
something to consider.
Fair. Definitely something to consider, sure. 4's a lot of Ancient Stones as well, like obviously with... I guess they are quite colourless heavy, right? They've only got 2 Generous Ents and the 4 Bramble Worms with like the big creatures to sort of whiff on. But yeah, pretty cool.
And they're playing Blue Blast in the sideboard, which is interesting. You never really know. I think that's going to be one of the things with these decks that have so much fixing, is they can really play anything in the sideboard. Yeah. And that's probably where your spice comes in.
One thing that did come up with me as well in the Tron decks, both Monstertron and also like the Tronza, that being to tap for the Giants Boulder is a genuine, like, real cost. Like, the amount of times, like, with the Blast and Jelly, you get to go 1, here's a random colour, follow that up with a 1, here's a random colour on their turn, like for an Unfathomable Truths or a Breath Weapon or whatever, and then you can still use the second mode of killing something in the same turn, where obviously if you use it for fixing, that turns off, right? You can't blow someone up.
You have to think about what you're doing a lot more, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, who wants to think? God.
No.
Damn,
well,
thinking.
The thing is, like, if you want to, if you want to, like, loop the Giants Boulder in Ultratron, you have to not have tapped it for colors, because then otherwise you have to figure out a way to sacrifice it so that you can... So what I considered doing was, like, destroying my boulder with my boulder so I could get back. It's like then I go infinite. It's easier to kill all the other stuff.
Well, what a predicament, having to blow up your own boulder.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that it's just kill anything. I think I like destroyed a Ichor Wellspring at one point. I need to draw a card.
Going on to Weber's White Weenie list, then obviously you think that the Patient Instructor is too expensive. At 3 mana, right? But what's your thought? What's your overall thoughts there then about the deck?
So he's got Screech, Strands, and Rally the Peasant as discardable things.
Yes.
And then it says, if you discarded a non-land card, you create a human soldier token. So, I mean, the value is there. There's probably a lot of things to discard. He has 8 ways to loot, but no... Yeah. Oh, he has 4 Squadron Hawks, so he can pitch a Squadron Hawk potentially. Yeah,
so he's went more like the old school, like Squadron Hawk sort of lists, right? Like obviously leaning heavily into the Screech and the Flyers and Rally and stuff like that. Obviously only running 1 Leo, which I think it's more like these are like different styles of the White Weenie list, right? It's not the value, I'm going to keep bouncing Leo and keep returning Leo with like Spider-Man and Cost Skyfisher and stuff like that. Like there's no Cost Skyfishers in this deck. But this is, I'm going to make a bunch of 1/1 flyers which don't die to Cracow. I'm going to get a couple of value spells here with like the Rafines, the new Patient Instructor, and then I'm going to be able to rally you to death. Like obviously playing it and flashbacking it is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. For sure. Patient Instructor, he basically just looks like a bugler that draws a card, right? Is how I see it. Which is pretty interesting. I don't know. I like it. It seems worth testing, I think.
It is like the same as the bugler.
The thing that I do like is the Ultimate Alliance in the sideboard. A card that I've been pretty high on in the sideboard of White Weenie. Like people play like Sunlance and other sort of crap white removal spells. This card seems pretty good from Marvels. Good way of just Thraben Charm-esque style kill spell. Pretty good. Oh.
For sure. Popping them. We have 2 more to go through. So you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, happy to go to the next one.
There is some spice coming up, but not necessarily on this one. So first place, it's I don't know. I don't know how many players were in this one. I gotta go back over here. Saturday. 43 players.
43 players.
So first Jun Wildfire, second Mono Blue Fae, third Ponza, fourth was the guy that won yesterday, Samuel Land on Monstertron. Fifth place Ponza, sixth place Terror, seventh place Monstertron, eighth place Familiars, ninth place White Weenie. Not the same kind of deck. And then Grixis Affinity in 10th. We have some weird things. Some weird stuff in 14th. A Jeskai Ephemerate splashing green for Weatherstorm in the sideboard and Pulse Morass on the main deck. And then 16th place was Altertron from Zio Francone.
Nice.
Not playing Eviscerator's Insight. They were playing 4 Plunder the Trollshaws. So I guess this is nice because you can cast it on turn 2 off of your barrels. They have 4 barrels and 3 Giant's Boulders, and then 1 Energy Refractor. And then you can like mill it with the Rumble and then cast it for 4 to draw 2, but you don't have to sacrifice anything. But one of the problems with this deck is I found that it's often nice to be able to sacrifice your artifacts in response to hate pieces, but maybe they just have enough of their combo pieces that they don't care about that. So that's a thing potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I had there.
Yeah. There's
amazing over the rest.
The only thing that I want to mention was the 7th place Monstertron list has went back to 2 Candy Trails and only 1 Barrels, which is pretty sort of interesting. I think they will eventually squeeze back in Candy Trail, right? I feel like, as you say, that the Giant's Boulder and Candy Trail is just a lot of card advantage, right? And eventually we will end up seeing them both in the at the same place.
Let's see. Not in the next one. All right. So on On Sunday, 73 players, which is quite a bit. First place, Grixis Affinity from Luffy. I guess he's happy. Monster Tron is not a good matchup for them, I think. Second place was Monster Tron, so maybe they split. They probably no, it wasn't Monster Tron. It was so this one is Pinger Tron.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Sorry.
Ping Flickered Nonsensical Tron. It's 4 Mycelian Elder, 4 Brambleworm, and then 2 Black Mage's Rod. This deck is something I lost to in the event on Saturday, but it's just like I don't understand how you ever have Tron online, because you just have 4 Canny Trail, 4 Lembas, 4 Expedition Map. So I guess you have to keep a hand with 2 Tron lands and then just like dig into it through those. But if you don't get in on turn 3, you're going to be just so far behind. And yet they somehow always have it. Always do.
I guess to be fair, this deck, you've got 4 Boulder, 4 Candy Trail, 4 Map, right? So that's like pretty good goings. It's quite a lot now. But also, I don't know how necessary it is, right? Like if you go Tron land, 1 mana filter, you know, like a Giant's Boulder or a Candy Trail, and then just play a 2 mana, like a Lembas or something, like, does it matter? Can you just, as long as you keep hitting land drops, does it really matter?
Yeah, but
I've
always been of the opinion that Tron wins because it has a bajillion more mana than the opponent.
It will eventually.
The only big spell they have in their deck, though, is the Brambleworm. Yeah. Everything else costs 3 or less. Yeah. So that is a point towards the way that this is constructed. That makes sense.
But yeah, pretty sweet. I like the Pingatron. Looks pretty cool.
So, yeah, okay. I only got the second place and I got distracted. The third place was Mono Red Madness. 4th place and 5th place Spy. Yep. 6th place Mono Blue Terror. Steel Sabotage again. 7th place Grixis Affinities. 8th place was Monstertron. So this is a weird version from Zio Francone, like a total kind of a bit of a rebuild. 9th place was Spy Combo. 10th place Elves. In 12th place, Sir Hempsalot, who's the person that tried to kind of popularize the Cryo Shatter Tapper Thingy Down tech. They're playing Mono Black Control.
Love it.
Straight up. Which is funny. I lost to Mono Black Control playing Ruby Storm, and I was just like, how is this okay?
How's this doing that? How's this doing that?
What are you doing? They actually have Cry of Contrition in their deck.
Yep.
And then it haunts a creature, and if you kill the creature, so Cry of Contrition, target player discards a card with haunt, and then when you kill that creature, they discard another card. So it's kind of like a double discard. Pretty crazy. Turns out the Kumbaj Witches is really good at taking out Thornscape Familiar, though.
Yeah.
No bueno. So this Tron deck from Zio Francone is like a red-green Monster Tron, and the only other, there's Unfathomable Truths in the main deck as a blue spell. They have 4 Boulder, 4 Barrels, 4 Map, and 2 Bonder's Ornament, and 17 lands only. They're not with 3 crop rotation, which I think is a good plan, just to like get your mana. And then they're playing 4 Malevolent Rumble instead of an Ancient Stirrings effect because most of their threats are not colorless. They said on their Twitter that they didn't think they're playing 4 Rooftop Archers. They didn't think that was that great. And then in the main deck, they have 4 Hydra, 4 Chrysalis, 4 Percher, 2 Generous End, 4 Brambleworm. So it's like interesting in that your Nyxborn Hydra is a fireball effect.
Yeah.
Also a threat. You can like make your Generous End attack through.
It's a fairly flexible card though, right? It's like really good at just being like you don't really have Tron or you've just got Tron online or whatever, and it's a good mana filler. Like it's just like, okay, it's a 3/4, it's a 4/5, it's a 17/18 or whatever, do you know what I mean? It's good and being flexible.
It's a neat list for sure.
I think some parts I do like. I like the interesting bit of taking some cards and like, oh, let's try this out. All this sort of like the Nyxborn stands out to me. I don't like the idea of Rumble plus Unfathomable Truth. I think the big pull is being able to stir into the truth.
That's true.
Yeah, that's one big thing I don't like.
Well, they could just change the truths into the other card. Plunder the Troll Shaw.
Yeah.
That might be the correct move if they're playing Malevolent Rumble.
Mm.
Because if they do draw it, they can spend 6 to draw 3 instead of 5. Well, really 4 to draw 3.
Mm.
Seems worse. Seems worse and better. Maybe just play 4 ornament and then plunder the trolls.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
It feels weird to not play 4 ornament to me. I want to draw the cards.
That's the combo brain in you.
Yeah. Very important.
But yeah, it was quite interesting to see Spy do well in 4th and 5th, right? Nothing new, nothing interesting really, apart from obviously the infestation tech out of one of them. But other than that, it's just Spy, trying to spy off. Everyone's trying to go Monstertron and all this sort of stuff, and they're like, Spy!
Yeah.
Keep things in check. Anything else to add over the weekend?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I don't think so. I guess one thing that we sort of didn't touch on was the Smaug. Obviously really cool to see, like, in a red-green ramp deck, having access, because they played you meeting a tavern. It's also being hit off Rumble, which we talked about last week, being able to hit it off the permanent stuff. It's nice to have that removal as well, and it's a big flyer. It's sort of relevant for that deck. Be interesting to see if that moves forward in, like, non-Ponza lists, if Smaug ends up getting there.
Yeah, Exodor's just going to do whatever he wants in Ponza.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty powerful week 1, I think, for Hobbit. Obviously, got a couple of cards that nobody's seen coming. Smog, the Patient Interceptor, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Giant's Boulder was super obvious. It'll be interesting to see if anything that was less obvious actually starts to break out.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Happy to wrap it up?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do have to get going, so we'll close it out.
That is all from us at Caston Commons. Thank you all for your continued support, and do not forget to tell your friends, your family, and your zookeeper. Until next time, and don't forget to stay hydrated. Peace!
Bye.